What's happening?
What's good?
Welcome to another episode of Flick Filter. I'm Big Diesel.
I'm the professor. I just realized something. Should I restart?
No.
Well, sometimes we have technical difficulties, and sometimes we don't.
It's all good. Anyways, today we are talking about. Actually, how are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's been a good day.
Yeah.
So today we are talking about our. Even though what are we in the beginning of September, as recording this message. So some of the other shows have already started, but we're going to do our top five of the TV shows that are upcoming.
Yeah.
Or
So basically, the TV shows that are, I guess, out either now or either recently have come out or that are coming out this fall, this season, or fall, I guess, through winter. I guess the rest of this calendar year. That's kind of what we're looking at today.
And a lot of, I can only speak on mine, but a lot of the ones that we were looking, there are not a lot of new series.
Yeah.
But a lot of
at least
just.
In our list, probably.
Yeah. There was a lot of like new seasons, so it'll say like instead of series premiere, it'll say season premiere. So
yeah,
we'll just put that in mind. I have some honorable mentions that I've been watching. I need to catch up on, but that have probably already ended. I think, or already started.
Yeah.
Before making this. So, you want to start?
Yeah, we can. Oh, me start? Well, sure. Well, I was not expecting to start myself. That's crazy. So starting off for number 5.
We're going 5 to 1?
4, 3. Yeah, because counting backwards, counting down.
I didn't really number mine.
Oh, I did just to kind of create, more anticipation for what I'm most excited about.
Gotcha.
But you can, I
mine is in no particular order. It just kind of like when I was reading the list, I was like, oh yeah, this.
Honestly, I probably could rearrange this depending on the day or how I'm feeling. But my 5th one is kind of something I didn't even know about until maybe last month. I saw the trailer for it, and it looked pretty cool, pretty interesting. It's called Fight Night, $1 Million Heist.
Okay.
And that is, it looks like a period drama thriller. So it's starring like Kevin Hart and a bunch of celebrities.
Yeah, I know.
And it takes place in Atlanta. I think Taraji P. Henson might be in it, and also I think Samuel L. Jackson is in it.
It's
a bunch of people.
Pretty clear why you. Let me say.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what's clear? What's clear, DJ?
No.
What's clear, Diesel? What's clear?
Coffee phone.
It's research purposes. This is pure research purposes.
He cheating.
I'm not cheating. I was trying to pull up information, but yeah, that is. It looks like. Honestly, I can't remember if it even mentioned the year it's set in. It looks like it could be
present day. I would thought.
Is it present day?
I don't know.
Like a period.
I just saw one trailer.
It looked like it was a period piece. Like it could have been in like the 70s, maybe even the 80s. But it looked like it would be look like a pretty wild ride. So it's got a bunch of actors that.
Say it.
What do you mean? Okay. Say what? It looks really entertaining. It looks like it looks like the type of show where you don't, where it's gonna like try to throw you off in terms of like what you might be expecting. Um,
So
I'm
what
just
is
kinda,
it on, and when does it? I want us to start when we say the name. Say what is it on, and when does it come out, so people know.
so it is on. Believe it's gonna be on Peacock. Yeah, it's gonna be on Peacock,
I'll check it out.
and it's so from what I've heard, it's saying a lot of the events are true. So I think it's gonna be like
What we could do is do a review
partially.
after it's done.
Yeah, we can do that. It's gonna be partially based on a true story, but I'm sure most of it's probably
Yeah.
made up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's from what I'm seeing, it's saying it's inspired by a podcast and based on a true story. So
Crazy.
who knows how much they're gonna actually include in terms of like what really happened. I'm interested to see or like possibly even
If
listen
it's
to
a
the podcast.
comedy, they over exaggerate a lot.
I don't think it's a no. It says crime drama, so I
So
thought it was
why
gonna-
is Kevin Hart in it?
I mean, he's been in some dramatic roles. Like he was in that movie that was a remake of that other movie,
That narrows it down.
the movie with Bryan Cranston, who was like I think he was a paraplegic, which that was a remake of another movie, French movie. The Untouchables was the original, and then the Kevin Hart movie was I think the Bright Side. Is that the name? That might be the name.
Probably.
But that was probably, I think that was a dramatic role where people started taking himself more seriously as a dramatic actor, and then he also had that limited series. I didn't see it, but it was like a action drama thriller. I think Wesley Snipes was in it. I think he played
Okay.
his brother.
I don't know.
I think it was like True Story or something. I think it might have been called True Story. I don't remember the name, but that was also something I heard a lot of people talking about. So he's been in some serious stuff, but I
Gotcha.
think he's trying to be balanced in terms of
Expand his. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I didn't want to go too deep into that, but yeah, Terrence Howard's in it. Taraji P Henson.
I thought he retired.
Yeah, but they brought him. I guess he. I don't know if he officially retired, but
He was just talking. He was just
I feel like for most actors, if the money sounds good, they're gonna.
If I'm an actor, I liked my yeses to be yeses, my no's to be no's. So if I'm actually gonna retire, I'm gonna actually retire, no matter if they bring in money or not.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Oh, couple.
When does it come?
It comes out in. Oh, that's funny. It's released September 5th. So by the time this comes out, it'll already be out. So.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We'll do a review.
Okay. Yeah. Peacock. Definitely check it out. Hopefully.
You got Peacock?
We're working on that. We're working on that. But yeah,
I'll watch it.
Chloe Bailey's in it apparently. Don Cheadle, Lori Harvey's got folks. So yeah, we gonna see how that's gonna look.
Okay.
So that's my number 5.
So again, I'm not doing numbers, but I'm doing more in order of when they come out.
Okay.
So my first one would be The Old Man,
Ooh.
which it's on season 2. It has Jeff Bridges in it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very interesting. I did not know it came out.
Yeah, the first season came out either last year or the year before.
So I would have to catch up on that. But it's basically a thriller. So yeah, I don't know much about it. I kind of want to be vague about it just to see what the first episode is like and then go from there. But yeah. Yeah, so it's on FX if you guys got that, and it comes in September 12th. So I wish I knew more about it, but I kind of want to just surprise myself
Mm-hmm.
and get into it for the first season. What's your next one?
My next one is, now this was hard for me to figure out where I wanted to place this. My next one is Abbott Elementary, season 4. So I gotta be honest, I still gotta watch season 3, but at least I'm not, at the beginning or anything. But yeah, I still
I
need
gotta
to
be
watch.
honest. I couldn't even get through the first episode, and it's got my boy from Everybody Hates Chris. So
You know what I'm saying in my head, right?
I don't want to know what you're saying in your head.
Hater. But I'm playing. No, yeah. So, dang, you really didn't watch. You didn't really get past.
I don't like those.
You don't like the mockumentary style.
Yeah, the little. I know it happened with The Office, and because of The Office, now everybody's trying to do that trope with like different jobs. They did Walmart, the superstore.
Okay, yeah.
They're doing the teachers. They're doing the offices.
Workplace comedies have been a thing for 30, 40, 50 years.
But I'm just saying, in the Office humor type, it's basically off. Same thing. They're doing the same. They did the same thing with Modern Family.
With the mockumentary style.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, I see that.
I'm just talking about that style.
Yeah,
not just workplace comedy.
I get that.
So that's just me.
I'm a fan of it. I'm not a fan of every show that does it. I just think it's it's the writing, like how well the show is written, and then it's also the actors, like who you cast. So
you must be watching them right on TV, because it comes on Peacock, don't it?
No, it comes on Hulu or Disney Plus if you have that. So yeah.
I think it's Abbott Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also on Peacock. That's where I watched it.
Interesting, because it's a ABC show. This isn't an ad or anything, unless y'all trying to, sponsor us. Anywho.
But no, I'm just basically, because we got certain streaming services that the others don't have. Like, we don't have all the streaming services, so there's only certain things we can watch.
Do the people need to know this?
They're knowing it now.
Well, they know it now.
But yeah, so anyways.
Anywho, so yeah, Abbott Elementary. I know season 3. There was some stuff that happens. I mean, I don't know all the stuff because I didn't watch it yet, but I know stuff happens. But yeah, one of my favorite sitcoms out right now. So
I might check it out. I might try to push through the first season. We'll see.
Yeah, so what's your number? Your next number. I was gonna say 4, but you're not going.
Yeah, The Penguin. Coming on Max. And September 19th. So okay. I know that's probably on one of yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it audible. I'll just both talk about it at the same time, so I don't have to mention it again. That is one of mine.
It did work on our other list where we had them in different orders, and it still worked out. But so The Penguin. Basically, if you don't know, this is it's in the Matt Reeves, the Batman universe.
Yep.
So it's basically kind of like The Sopranos. Kristen Milioti is in it from How I Met Your Mother. Mm-hmm. And it's if you watch, it's supposed to be taking stuff from The Sopranos,
inspired
by is what I meant.
Is that what Matt Reeves said, or is that what critics are saying? People that have seen it.
I don't know.
So how do you know that it's taken from that?
Because I heard. I just don't know who I heard it from.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
I would. I guess just to add. I mean, it's the first. Well, it's really the first any sort of spinoff from the Matt Reeves'
It's the
Batman
only spin-off.
universe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it is the only one. It's interesting though that we're getting a whole series. I'm assuming it's a limited series dedicated to Penguin because I don't think I've ever gotten a Penguin show like anything that was specifically.
Colin Farrell killed it.
He did, yeah.
Which one we need to.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get to it, but yeah.
Yeah, the Batman that was probably one of my favorite movies that year. Not my favorite movie that year. It was. I know a lot of people have their differing opinions on it, but
I thought it was Heat.
yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. I mean, I've only watched maybe one episode of The Sopranos, so I definitely want to check it out because I know that's on a lot of people's
It's
list
on the list, yeah.
of best shows ever. A lot of people
And I
have
think
it really
the
high.
main guy passed away. I forgot.
Yeah,
when,
James Gandolfini.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Yeah, but he, I think he won Emmys for his portrayal, and yeah, I mean everybody knows about The Sopranos. I don't really need to talk about it, but yeah, I'm excited for the Penguin. Real excited.
I hope it does well, and just hypes everything up.
Yeah. So that would have been. That was high on my list. I'll get to wherever that was going to be later, but I guess I'll go to my next one since we're kind of calling it audible. So next one for me would be The Rings of Power.
I knew you were going to say that.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you did. Which we were talking about it earlier. I haven't. I mean, it's actually out already, and as you guys, by the time I watch this, it'll probably be halfway through the season at this point.
Do they need to know that?
Sure.
I'm
Let me
sorry,
not necessarily.
I had to do it to you too.
Yeah, it's cool. But I'm just saying that in case y'all are seeing this and like, yeah, we already watched all of it. Well, okay, well, at least like, well, you
Don't
can
look
hear
at the
about it more.
comments. Don't look in the comments. They might spoil in the comments.
They could. If anybody's gonna catch a spoiler, it's gonna be me. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first season. I know some parts did feel a little slow, and a lot of people have their various takes on the show. It not being close to what they envisioned or what they would have liked for the show. But even, I guess, my thoughts for people that watched it and didn't like it or have complaints about characters or it feeling like a lot of people describe it as like Tolkien fan fiction, but I mean it has to fill in a lot of gaps that were never really touched on in the books. And I know some people say like, oh, certain things were changed based off of what they knew about certain characters, but at the end of the day, this is like an interpretation of the Lord of the Rings. It's not going to be a exact mirror image of the books or even the Peter Jackson movies. So I think if people took the show for what it is, and I know it's hard because especially if you have a close attachment to the books or to the movies, it's going to be hard to have anything come after that because you're always going to be comparing it to that. But
especially one's a TV show and one's a movie.
Yeah,
they're made totally different, which Marvel had to realize the hard way.
yeah. So I'm not saying The Rings of Power was the perfect show by any means, or even like the best show of that year by any stretch. But I was definitely
Is there a little bit of biasness in this?
Probably there has to be to some degree. But I also admit that I'm not going to talk about them now. But I was like, yeah, I believe that this particular show was better or this show was stronger. Even though I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings, I can admit when I was like, yeah, I feel like this could have been better. Or this show was actually better.
Sometimes when you're a fan of something, it makes you judge more harshly.
That is true.
We
can talk about other franchises that people have that their feelings about when they judge it so harshly to the point where it almost seems like they hate it, or they hate anything that doesn't align with their viewer, like, oh, this thing breaks lore or this thing breaks canon in their minds. So then it's like nothing's gonna satisfy them at that point because of this detail here or this thing there. So I get why people are upset sometimes, but I want to focus more on the positive. And if the show's not for you, then hey, it's not for you.
One does not simply watch more than. Some will get that.
Some of y'all get that.
Some will get that.
You know.
So I would watch it, but it's on Amazon Prime, so I don't got that. So
yeah.
I would check it out though. I was a big Lord of the Rings fan.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, crazy. Legolas was my favorite. Yeah. So and what's crazy is I gotta watch the Hobbits. I think the only Hobbit I watched was Desolation and Smog, and that was fire.
That was the second one.
Yeah.
That one was probably. Was that the best one? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're getting on top.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
TV shows.
Next one.
Now, I'm not fully caught up on this, but The Walking Dead, Dale Dixon Book of Carol. So, I think this is season 2. It comes out September 29th on AMC, of course. It's Walking Dead, so that's definitely AMC. So yeah, I'm still on the main Walking Dead, but I thought, and I'm way behind, but I do like Walking Dead, and I was just kind of, Daryl was kind of my favorite character, and still is. I don't really like Carol, but to each his own. But I just thought I'd mention these couple of spin-offs just because there's still Fear of the Walking Dead. There's
I think that's ending.
Yeah, there's the Rick show with there's
Michonne.
and Michonne, and there's the Negan and Maggie. Yeah, and I liked Maggie. And Negan. Negan's cool. Who didn't like Negan? Yeah. Okay.
He was he was entertaining. He was
Okay.
He was a good character. I ain't gonna lie. He
bad, man.
He did my boy dirty.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. True. No spoilers, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah. I just thought I'd mention it because it is kind of something I am a fan of. Is Walking Dead, so.
Yeah, I'm a fan as well, or at least I was like a pretty strong fan.
Which one did
the earlier seasons.
You like the earlier seasons and not the further seasons.
Yeah, after like around season 7 is kind of where
I think I'm the opposite.
Off.
I think I'm the opposite. I'm liking it where I'm at. I can't remember what season I'm on. But
I think because of
I did not like the it dragged a lot.
Yeah.
Not
to ramble too much, but I think one thing that happens once they introduce Negan is that the show, it gets so much bigger and there's so many different storylines with the different communities that they have, and there's characters
convoluted.
There's characters over here in this community. There's characters over here. There's characters over here.
Building the world, I guess.
And the world gets bigger, but then it feels, to me, eventually it kind of starts feeling like a soap opera because you got so many different characters and you're shuffling in these people. Then you feel like, oh, I like this person. Then they're gone. Oh, I like these people. Oh, they're gone. And I feel like The Walking Dead always had a bit of that early on, but you still had like the same core people. But then once you get to the later seasons, now the core is like kind of split and dispersed everywhere.
Yeah.
So I liked it when it was more. It felt more centralized, and it felt like they're just trying to survive. But then once you get to later on, it's like they've built these communities, but they're kind of everywhere, in my opinion.
Do you feel like they should have killed it when it was supposed to die, or are you glad that they're having spin-offs and they're still going?
I'm glad they have spin-offs for the sake of like the actors, and it seems like the if there's more story to tell, it's good. But also, I can't speak from the most confidence with that because I didn't watch a lot of the last few seasons. So I know that there's certain storylines that they haven't wrapped up where it's like, okay, it's good that they're able to, still these characters still able to go off and go on these adventures and do this and reconcile with these people. I think that's good, but also because I haven't watched a lot of it, then I can't really speak on it with the most confidence.
Gotcha. So let's move on.
Yeah,
Next
yep,
one.
yep. For me, I guess this was my last one. Squid Game 2,
It's in December. I saw.
December.
I didn't watch the first one, so.
I saw it during was I think 2021 is when it came out. That was probably like that might have been the best thing I saw that year, in my opinion, in terms of shows and even movies. Like, I mean, I know a lot. Like, you were still kind of dealing with COVID, and a lot of movies weren't coming out. Some shows there weren't that many shows out that year as well. There's very few things kind of still out, but I remember Squid Game. That kind of dominated social media, and I didn't really know what to expect going into it. I knew it was going to be pretty heavy and like violent, but it was. I just think from a story standpoint, it was like just pretty great. Yeah, and I kind of wish. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it having a season 2. Like I'm glad there's going to be more, but because of the way season 1 ended, I was like, I definitely feel like just the way this last decision that was made, I was like, I feel like it should have been done differently. So I am interested to see how it's going to go when they do release it, because it's been what, 3 years? 4 years? Yeah, 3 years since season 1. So I'm excited. I can't say too much without spoiling, but yeah, I'm really excited for season 2. Didn't even know I knew it was coming out, but I didn't realize it was gonna be out by December. So
December what?
ooh, don't have that. I believe it's early December.
While you look that up.
But well, did you have any thoughts on Squid Game? Wow.
Well, I didn't watch it.
Was it what I was gonna say? Did you have any thoughts as far as like the show, even though you haven't seen it?
Nah, I tried to, cause I didn't know. I didn't want to. When is it coming up?
December 26th. Wow. Day after Christmas.
Day after Christmas. That's crazy. That's good. Good day. No, I left myself open to trying not to learn too much about it, just in case I did want to go back and watch it. So yeah, I don't really have no thoughts.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
It's got the guy from Acolyte in it, even though Acolyte didn't do so well, and then it got canceled. So.
It's crazy because in my head, when I saw the Acolyte, I was like, "That's the guy from Squid Game," because that's what I knew him from.
Crazy.
We can talk about that. I'm kidding. Are we gonna talk about the Acolyte?
Nope.
Dang.
Crazy.
Next time.
Or no time.
Dang. Bring back the Acolyte.
So, maybe for this guy. For Superman, my next one is Superman and Lois.
Ah.
So it's a CW. It's probably one of the best CW. Even though he's probably not your favorite Superman, he's not my favorite Superman. But
who's your favorite Superman?
Cavill, Tom Welling.
Where's Brandon Routh? Ralph. Dang.
He's alright. They did kind of redeem him in the CW crossover movie, TV shows. But yeah, as far as that movie, and then Christopher Reeves, I feel like
the OG.
He's an OG. He's well beloved, but I think the movies kind of. I can never watch like old things like out of time. It just feels weird.
Feels dated,
yeah.
kinda?
Yeah.
I feel like
Not to add not to say that it was bad, but it's just kind of it's hard for me to watch an older show. Me knowing it's it's like sometimes it doesn't age well.
feel you.
But Superman Lois, October 17th, CW. Now this is kind of so of course just to give you some groundwork, James Gunn is this was going on when there was a lot of stuff going on with DC TV, where you had the Arrow, you had Flash, you had Legends of Tomorrow, and you had Supergirl, you had Batwoman, you had all these kind of things going on, and you still had Gotham, where they couldn't use Batman, they couldn't use Hal Jordan, they couldn't use certain characters, but they could use other characters. So they put them in the TV shows, and that was, and that was where you get your Arrowverse, is what they call it. And for the most part, I thought they were good at first. Arrow, I watched everything, the whole series, and I like it. It's not the best. They really played Oliver Queen like he was Batman, which bothered me. He didn't feel like Oliver Queen. But then you had Barry Allen even though Stephen Amell is a great actor. Then you had Barry Allen played by Grant Gustin. And then you got he really played Flash very well. And it was the first couple seasons were very good. But once Arrow kind of ended, it kind of started going downhill. So then everything else just started getting canceled. And I think just Superman and Lois, I did watch the first season and it was good. It's a very good show. But I think this is the 5th or 4th season. But they're not canceling it. I mean, they're technically canceling it, but they're letting them, this is the last season, it's canceled. But yeah, they're letting them wrap up because James Gunn is trying to do
his own thing.
His own thing, and he's trying to tie the TV shows the same. The TV shows are. The TV show actors can play it's going to be all connected.
So my question is, are they going to stop the CW shows altogether?
That's why they've been canceling all the CW.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They diluting the product. It makes sense.
Yeah. Because now I think there's Creature Commandos coming out, which is a cartoon. So that means even if they do the voices in the cartoon, they're going to play them in real life.
Oh.
So he's trying not to have too much not too much confusion.
I don't want to ramble too much or ask too much for example, Peacemaker season 2 I know is going to come out.
It is, and we haven't heard anything about that.
But that's still James Gunn because that's part of his Suicide Squad universe.
Yes.
So is that connected into this DC?
He has not really. He's trying not to confuse too much people, so he's been answering some things. So you just got to kind of follow it,
Okay. I didn't watch season 1. I need to watch it.
I haven't watched season 1 either, but the intro's a banger. I'll just leave that there. But as far as Superman and Lois, I think it's just a good show just all together. It's a good look at Superman and kind of just a different view of it. No matter how you feel about him as Superman, I think the writing just does the Superman justice. So it kind of, no matter how you feel about him as Superman, I think it just works out just because the acting is so good. And
Yeah.
you're pretty much done with your list.
Yep, I'm done.
Cause,
What was your?
so my last one is a little controversial. So you won't get this. But Mr. McMahon, Netflix, September 25th.
Mm,
Yes.
Vince McMahon?
So, yeah, Vince McMahon.
see,
So you know, there's a lot of controversy that just happened a little while ago. So it's kind of like them telling like the rise and fall of Vince McMahon. So it's gonna deal with everything that all the allegations that came out, but it's also gonna the rise and everything like that. So it's gonna be very controversial. And what makes it even more controversial is in January, WWE is moving to Netflix. So I was just like, yeah, when we heard that Netflix dropped this, we were like,
it was like them dropping a diss track, basically.
pretty much. Not to
That's
don't say his name.
I'm not gonna. You a hater.
But anyways,
Hater.
but yeah, that's gonna be interesting for me. I'm definitely gonna check that out. It's gonna be a little heavy, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. So that's my last one.
That's a surprise.
And yeah. And honorable mentions. I think we should just talk about them, or like certain things that we're watching like right now.
We are. I mean, we can kind of. We are. But we can mention.
We can mention some stuff.
Yeah.
I would say, or we could do another video.
Up to you. Up to you.
Let's just do another video. We'll do a part 2, and next one will be like our top TV shows that we're watching.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll put a pin in that.
That'll work.
But yeah, let us know what kind of TV shows that we need to be watching or you want us to check out. Put it in the comments below. And yeah, is there anything else you want to share?
I can't think of much. I'm just personally, I need to catch up on a lot of shows that have already.
We also need to do anime as well, but
yeah, that's
that's
another,
a whole nother topic.
It's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole
But
other
anyway,
topic.
anyways, we'll catch you in the next one, man.
All right, y'all.
Peace out.
Deuces.